My husband was Paul F. Price Sr. He loved life. He gave everything he had to public service. He was a volunteer fireman, and before I met him, and when I first met him, he was a volunteer fireman. He always aspired to be in the fire department. He entered into the city of Camden, the paid fire department. And not only did he do firefighting service, he was involved with FEMA, he was involved with the town, he was involved with many different organizations. He was involved with the MERT team, where he would go out and teach other firefighters as far as shipboard safety, how to fight fires on ships. He loved life and he gave it 100%.
When I was growing up, I always looked up to my father. My father was a great mentor, and I always was interested in the fire service. And the day I became of age to become a junior fireman, I was happy to join the fire department my father was in and follow in his footsteps. My father also was a career fireman, and I mentored my life after him. I went into police service, not fire service, but I still always had that sense of public safety. Always remained a volunteer and always wanted to give back to the community.
For me, for my dad to be in the fire service was definitely interesting growing up. I can remember being asleep and in the middle of the night, the pager going off, the scanner going off, and oh my gosh, that meant that Dad was getting up out of bed and leaving the house and going to a fire call. It was something that really inspired me though as well. I really looked up to my dad and everything that he did for our community. He was involved in everything in the community and always helping people. So for me, that really helped me to direct my career and my future. I work in the emergency room at a hospital now, and that's just something that, you know, that passion to help people was something that just he really instilled in all of us, and it was something that definitely transformed my life and brought me to where I am in my life.
And he was proud also of both of his children, and Danielle and Ashley. He thought the world of all of them. He was very, very proud of them and the paths that they chose in life.
I came into the family about 12 years ago, dated Paul, and my father-in-law, just seeing him and the community and what he was involved in, he actually also inspired me. He got me into the Coast Guard, and so I joined the Coast Guard, and I absolutely love it. And recently, our daughter just swore in to be a junior firefighter at our volunteer fire department. So that's also something that I feel like she's, in the last 12 years, has seen also. So it's been wonderful, and I'm very honored to be a part of this family.
And one of the other nice things that we have is we're going to have a new baby in the family. We're going to have Paul Price III coming up. So it will, I'm sure that we'll also continue with our service and public safety with him also. Today I see a lot of support from a lot of different people. I see that there are so many good people in the world, and often what we tend to see is we hear about the bad things that are happening on the news, the killings, the shootings. However, I think that we have to always put things in perspective, because there's so much good out there, and there's so many kind people out there, and I have been touched in many, many ways by the extended fire department family, by my community, by my friends. It's amazing the way that people have come together to support myself and my children, and it's just been wonderful to see this. And I know that my husband also supported others, and there's so many times you hear the stories of things that he did for others that I never knew. And then you come back and you see that. So I think if anything, it's important for us to play it forward and to try to do and encourage other people and try to set an example for others and take pride in the fact that there are so many good people there out in the world.
What I would want folks, or what I would want people to know about my dad, is that his dedication and his thrive to community service and just to help other people is something that I hope other people also remember about him and learn about him. I've just heard so many different stories from so many different people and how my dad was so influential in their lives. And these are people that I haven't even known, ever met, or anything like that. Just through social media and hearing all of the amazing things that he did is something that I would like other people to remember about my dad. And it's something that I hope that I can also give my life and help in that way as well. So in the future, I'd like to give back and help other people because I know that that's what my dad did and I know that that's what he would want.
One thing that I think I would want my father remembered for was my father was a huge advocate of continuing education, whether it was for police, fire, EMS. My dad always felt that it was such a demanding environment and so many unsafe situations, and the way things change these days, the only way to overcome those barriers and make yourself a better fireman, police officer, EMS, is education. You have to continue training, whether you're an entry-level firefighter, police officer, EMS person, or you're the chief of your department. You have to keep educating yourself, and you're also your responsibility to educate the people under you. And that's really the only way to achieve a safer environment.
And what I would like people to remember is that my husband was a wonderful husband, and he was a devoted father, and he loved his family very much.